Men are pretty simple creatures, and I obviously haven't figured them out entirely, but here's what I've learned throughout my 20s that I wish I knew. Now being 29, almost 30. Your investment should be aligned with the effort put in. What this means is, it is in your best interest to make sure that the time, energy, and emotion, I know that's a hard one, matches the level of effort a man puts in. Point blank, period. If he is not showing you effort, and you are somehow tripping off him, you are falling for potential, not patterns. And I hate to say it, but you need to hear it just like I did. That potential could never grow into anything, leaving you at a point where you've just completely overcommitted your mental and emotional and maybe physical energy to something that will never actually reciprocate or turn into the situation you have in your mind. It seems so simple, but I really wish I had someone who told me point blank. And I know it's hard, but this is actually great news, because there's literally nothing you need from him in order to get this information. All you need to do is be yourself and watch his patterns, and you'll know. Don't worry, girl, you got this.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you some love advice that I wish I had taken in my 20s. Let's go. When I was in my 20s, this guy broke up with me, and I thought by cooking for him, cleaning for him, texting him, calling him, that he would see my value and take me right back. Actually, that is actually the worst thing you can do. It makes you look pathetic. The best thing you can do is when a man tells you who wants to leave is help him pack his bags and let him go. No contact on them. I'm telling you, especially if you want them back, that actually is much more effective than doing all that extra. You're sitting at home right now and you're wondering, is this guy really into me? If he hasn't called you, he hasn't texted you, he hasn't made any attempt to contact you, he's not. Sis, he's not. Men are so easy. It boggles my mind the way people try to complicate them. Listen, if a man is into you, he's gonna call, he's gonna text you, if he hasn't reached out, you don't reach out and move on. Where I read a book called Why Men Love Bitches. It is still to me the best dating book I've ever read. If you haven't read it, please do. It is so great.
You can't lose yourself in a relationship because you're going to miss you. At one point in time, you're going to go, wow, what happened to me? Sometimes you just need to be by yourself to collect your thoughts. It's an overwhelming thing, especially if the other person is making you feel responsible for their happiness. That's a toxic relationship if you have to be responsible for somebody else's happiness.
Who said by 25, get married, by 30, have a child? Oh, only one child, have 2 children. Who said all this? It's all constructed. I was going to say garbage, but I'm going to be respectful. We're living in this system without ever questioning. And those of us who question are silenced and shamed and ostracized, and we live in fear of being outcast and outliered. To dare to be awake is to burst the bubble. To not look at the elephant in the room and go, aha, I caught you, is to get out of the building, to see through the prescriptions we've lived with, succumbed to, enslaved by, and captured within, and to break free of them. And as we break free, we allow others to be set free. And most of all, we allow our children. We don't impose upon them the good and bad and the right and wrong and the shame and guilt that we were induced, entranced by.
The best advice I've been given, and I wish that I knew when I was younger, is don't be in a relationship with anyone you wouldn't marry. Here's why. It's a waste of time and it takes you off the market. Don't worry too much about relationships. Build friendships, and maybe one day you'll meet your soulmate. Or maybe you'll realise you want to spend the rest of your life with your best friend. Your life should not be spent on trying to fall in love or having to worry about a partner. Your life right now should be spent on you finding yourself. Go to that party, study hard, hang out with the boys, hang out with the girls, because as you get older, all those people are going to be in their own lane doing their own thing. You're going to look back and regret not enjoying your life when you were young. If you have a goal, reach for it. If you don't worry about it. The past is a memory, the future is imagination, and the present is a gift. Make the most of being young, because trust me, getting older comes fast.